we wanted to start by talking about Matt Reeves' Batman movie.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, we briefly talked about it, I think, before, right?
We have, but like this whole The Batman thing and the DCEU has come up over and over again, both in news media and our channel. Both. So I think that it's a little bit of a...
It's a little saturated.
Yeah, it's like kind of beaten to death, like talking about the DCEU, which is too bad. And part of that's because of mismanagement, like of just not controlling information at all of what comes out for these movies, not being able to keep cast members, not being able to lock down scripts for like the Batman that actually would satisfy who the main actor was supposed to be.
That's a really good point, dude. Because when you think about it, like we talk about Avengers in the Marvel universe, but like it's just like I'm excited for this movie. It's not wondering, so what's going on? What's the next movie? Where's the plan? It's there's hype, but it's not this where it's more of like drama. It's more of just like, oh, I'm excited to see the next movie. You know what I mean? So, no, that's a really good point.
Yeah, I think they've really dropped the ball on some major aspects, and like especially tonally now that I don't know if they want everything to be not a joke, but like super light following, BVS, but like Justice League was, Aquaman was, Shazam was. So I'm kind of like, it doesn't look like Joker will be, but then even that they've emphasized, no, that's its own thing.
Well, even I was gonna say Wonder Woman was even a little bit lighter too. It had darker moments, but it was kind of, you laughed a decent amount throughout that movie. It was lighter.
And I think though that's the best example they've done of a good balance.
Yes, I agree.
Because every other movie has been like, dude, we're down in the World War I trenches of like filth. I mean, I know that's Wonder Woman, but I just mean like emotionally and like Man of Steel and like BVS. It feels more like you're a war veteran than in Wonder Woman.
It feels like Soviet Russia. Dude. Yeah, you smile, you're getting kicked in the chest, dude.
Yeah, and then you have stuff like Aquaman and Shazam, where it's like, my man, yeah dude, whoa, hey, it's me, Aquaman, what's up? And like,
or Cyber, booyah.
Or even in Shazam, where it's just like Captain Sparkle Fingers and stuff like that. Like I enjoy it. But let's be honest, it feels really produced in those senses. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine I was talking to as well said, like, the reason I could not have fun at Shazam is everything feels like a script. Like, everything feels like it's super produced, really cleaned up. Like, let's make a really hokey 90s family drama. And it's like, to some people, like, to me, that's fun because they haven't done that with a superhero movie in, like, forever.
DC, at least.
Yeah, and even Marvel, to an extent, hasn't gone, like, that ridiculously light,
that's
like,
fair.
In tone. Yeah. Like, it was even beyond Marvel, like, in terms of lightness.
That's fair.
But I don't know if that's really the correct direction to go. I think they should go for not a mixture in everything, but whatever tone fits the movie. And considering that every movie has been getting more, like, bright and lighter, except for the promotions shown by the Joker, it's just not a good sign to me. I don't see that being the case with the Batman, but I guess it's just kind of hitting the point where like any hype I had is sort of gone for this. I still want to see it. I still want it to be a good Batman movie, but I'm also like, oh, it's gone into pre-production. Yay.
Yeah. Oh, and there's plenty of time for the hype to build. All it takes is, for example, a really good trailer.
Yeah.
So like the Joker trailer. I'm insanely hyped for that movie now because it was probably the greatest trailer I've ever seen. Like, it was incredible. But with the Batman, I think we're gonna need some time to kind of just. I think people are excited though.
Yeah.
Because I think Robert Pattinson. It's not as. People aren't as angry, I think, as they were when Batfleck was first casted. I've gotten more of like, well, we didn't like Batfleck originally, and then we kind of liked him. So
but
now
how much
it's
of
like,
that's because they don't care as much anymore, though, too? Because it's just been dragged out forever.
Yeah.
And like the will they, won't they with Ben Affleck. Like, it was going on since after BVS.
So people are more... Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe their expectations are just lower. So maybe it's just, well, we'll see. Hopefully it's good. Where I think after Christian Bale going into Batfleck, it was a bit more of a... You have to... There were bigger shoes to fill. And now it's more of like, well, you got 3 films with Batfleck, and now it's...
And really only one of them... No, it's 2. Because he's in BVS and he's in Justice League.
He makes, I guess, a quick cameo in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but he has, like, what, a minute of screen time?
If that, yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just odd. And everything about this, like, swapping off into a new continuity is odd. And then I think that the best route to go would have been to set this in the Joker continuity. Maybe they'll eventually cross them over. I don't know. But I don't know, man. Like, a lot of the luster and excitement of the DCEU or the worlds of DC is just kind of gone. And, like, look at my bookshelf, man. Like, I have a huge passion for DC. It's like I literally only want it to be the best it can be. But we've just not gotten anything out of this. And all we really have is rumors, too. Like, a lot of it. So, like, some of the rumors, too, and, like, the non-confirmed, confirmed script details, which make of that what you will. There was a lot of comparisons to, like, the classic film Chinatown, because it was supposed to be this kind of detective noir style thing. But then you also read the report recently that it's not the Year One story.
Yep.
And it's not a spin on the Year One story.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, he might be younger, but he's not that young.
Right.
It's not his first year as Batman. So I would expect this to be somewhere, like, if we're going off the Arkham timeline, which this is totally different, I would expect it to be somewhere between, like, Origins, where he's been Batman for a year or two, and Asylum, where he's been it for, like, 8 or 9 years, you know? Like, I wouldn't expect it to be further on the spectrum of either of them. Like, I'd expect maybe he's been Batman 4 or 5 years. He's worked his way into it. He's not a master by any means, but he's not dead, so that says something. And then, like, he grows over the course of a few movies, and I think that could be really cool. I just think that it's hard for me to be, like, just totally hyped up about this, because it also comes back to saturation. Like, we have enough Spider-Man, we have enough Batman. You can only have so many interpretations of these characters on screen before it's like, all right, maybe we could let this breathe a little bit,
or just have some, like, consistency. Because
yeah.
I think that's what's nice about this is we're getting, it sounds like, a guaranteed trilogy out of this, and then who knows what.
Unless Robert Pattinson dies.
Gosh, dude!
Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh, dude! I mean, for all of the, like, ups and downs, like, I just to have some consistency would be great. Because Henry Cavill now, like, actually, some side note, they just came out with a picture. I think he put it on his Instagram of him as The Witcher. Like, that picture just came out today.
Yeah.
So he's doing that stuff now. So who knows if he's going to be back doing Superman?
Pretty much everyone said no.
Yeah, so who knows? I mean, you don't know about Ezra Miller as the Flash. I mean, obviously Batfleck's done. So, I mean, it's just having some consistency and then building something is, I think, what we want, and not just a bunch of scattered stuff. You want some consistency. That's what the Marvel universe did so well. So to have Pattinson in for 3 movies, then you just kind of see where it goes. But if he does well, which I think he will, he's a really good actor. I mean, ignoring his Twilight stuff, like, whatever.
Well, yeah, and he did that because he was a younger actor, and they offered him a huge part based off of, no offense to him, a lot, having the right look for that character.
Absolutely.
And he's grown a lot as an actor since then, so it's like, I don't... Everybody's been in crap.
Exactly.
Like, that means nothing. Like,
No,
the fact that some people were so upset when it's like, what's the Twilight guy? It's like, yeah, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, you can find, like, absolute garbage Christian Bale has been in. I'm not saying he was bad in it, but he has been in some movies that were not good.
Yes, he has.
It has nothing to do with him.
Exactly.
Terminator Salvation sucks. He was in it. He tried.
Yeah.
He also had a famous set meltdown.
Yeah, he did.
But he did his best to, like, make the movie good.
Oh, good for you, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just, that means nothing. But
no, I think he'll be fine. I think he's a really good actor. I think he's talented, and he's got for me personally, he's a great look for a young Batman. I think he'll fit that mold really well. He'll get into shape. He'll be ready to go. And I think he's a really good fit for it. So I am excited about it, and it's cool that it's moving now. We're making progress. We're probably 2 years out, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a 2020 or late 2020, sometime 2021 was like the expected release date for this thing.
Sure.
No one really knows.
But it's a different kind of movie. If the rumors are true and they're going for a world's greatest detective kind of thing, and it's more of a noir, kind of darker feel to it, where it's more of like a mystery with some twist. Cool. I think that's great.
Yeah, because that's also very different from the Christian Bale stuff.
Yes.
Not that he never did any detecting, but, like, they did very little of showing it. Like the scene of, like, figuring out who the Joker was and the piecing together the bullet in, like, the makeshift Batcave.
Yeah.
That was really cool cinematography that they were doing.
Or even that massive at the end of the movie with the massive screen where they, like, kind of figured out where he was. Yeah, for sure.
But they don't do enough of that in that trilogy, really. But that trilogy is also a weird hybrid. Like, in the sense of, like, it's not really about the action, it's not really about the detecting, it's more about the myth of Batman.
Yes.
And only the myth of Batman, really. Because the very beginning of Batman Begins, it's about, like, building a myth that will outlive you. The middle of The Dark Knight is about, like, how can that myth, like, serve the greater good?
And pass it on.
And
like, he's looking to move on, yeah.
And Rises is, like, how will this myth affect Gotham City moving forward, even if I'm not there, and who will carry the torch of it?
Yep. Yep.
And in that way, it's a very good trilogy that's very complete. In other ways, there are things that suffer because of Heath Ledger dying and, everything like that. But, like, that thematically was done excellently.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I think you need to, not that you can't touch it, but you just need to make sure that you're not, repeating the same beats in this, which it sounds like it's not. And in that way, I'm excited for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I like that they're going a different direction. I like Matt Reeves a lot. I just like him. I don't know. I think it'll be cool to see who they cast as, like, a villain, and obviously we'll get more information as it comes along.
Please not Joker.
Yeah, well...
Enough.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, do something. I mean, just to go even, like we saw, it was a fake thing, but Andy Serkis as the Penguin was like something that some random person had posted.
Oh, and I would love something where it's just like a lesser known villain. Like you do something like the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Or you do Prometheus. Like we
the
talked
problem
about
is you want to get people into the theaters. Though,
yeah,
still.
Absolutely. But the Batman name's on it. They're in.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I think they're in. Even if they act like they don't care, like Batman sells everything. Like DC can literally put a picture of Jeff Johns' fecal matter that he passed from that morning on a comic book, and if it said Batman on it, it would sell.
It do.
By the way, I love Jeff Johns. He's an amazing writer.
Right,
I'm just saying they can do anything with Batman, and maybe they won't get return tickets to a sequel, like if it's bad, but I'm sure they would get butts in the seats for the first one. You have to look at Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man had 3 movies, one of which was insanely good, Spider-Man 2.
A really good movie.
One of which was very good, Spider-Man 1. One of which is super divisive, pretty bad movie, Spider-Man 3. I love it, but it's not good.
No, it's not. No.
Then you have The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. 1 is pretty boring and not very good, but fine. And 2 sucks.
Very bad.
Really bad. So you had these 5 movies you ran through. They all had amazing sales, by the way. Every one of them. Homecoming comes around, guess what? Amazing sales. There's certain characters where it's like, it's just hard to get people not to go. And I don't fully get that, because it can have Batman in it and be bad.
Yeah.
But people will go. Because I think what you said, like, people are looking to unplug and go to a movie or whatever, and they're not looking to research if the movie's good. They're looking to go sometimes.
That's a good point. Yeah. I was just, as far as, like, looking at overall hype, I think you're right. I think that people will just go to the theater because it's Batman, and just out of curiosity for one, and then for the love of the characters as well. But hype-wise,
yeah,
a bigger name, you know what I mean?
You do want to build it.
You want a bigger one, but the thing
I don't think you want one that's already been done, though.
No, and you don't need, especially with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, you don't need another Joker in there.
No, because what if you want to cross them over eventually? They've talked about maybe wanting to cross over the worlds of DC properties again at some point.
Yeah.
When they're more established. So it's like if you have a Joker and then you're crossing over that one, into this, like, that's assuming Joaquin would come back.
Right.
But if he would, like, you've kind of created a weird situation, and you can get away with that in comic books of, like, having multiple iterations of a character running around. It's hard in a movie.
It'd be interesting to see if they brought in, like, if they went completely obscure though and went with, like, a really, like, I doubt they'd go for, like, an R rating, but if they went for, like, a really, like, kind of creepy vibe, if they went for, like, a
hard PG-13,
yeah, like a Toy Man maybe, or just someone like kind of just weird and just kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Or even like
oh my gosh, Scarface.
I was just gonna say Scarface. I was just gonna say that too. Can you imagine like a Scarface where it was actually kind
That'd
of
be incredible, because some of the Scarface episodes of BTAS were some of the best in the series.
Amazing.
Like, they're so creepy.
Mad
especially the one in the factory.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mad Hatter is a good one. Mad Hatter's hard to do, but you could do him. I think the problem with him would be the special effects budget would be insanity.
Yeah, with all of his weird visions and stuff. Yeah.
I think that would be real hard to do, but you could.
You could do
if
that,
anyone could pull it off, it would be, Warner, because they have so much money.
Oh my, yeah.
But
people like that, though, you know what I mean? Like, just go weird with it. Do something that's kind of creepy. Do something that's different.
Well, this is what you'll have to do when you bring back Superman as well. You can't just go back to Zod. Zod's been done in 2 movies.
Right.
You can't just go back to, like, Darkseid or Steppenwolf now. really.
Yeah, it's been done.
Even though sadly Darkseid never showed up.
You could probably do Luthor again, because I feel like you didn't really do him that
You
much,
can,
you
but
know what I mean?
he's in a lot of Superman movies too, like the classic Christopher
he
Reeve
was in the
ones.
classic ones, yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard because this is the same problem DC has with their comics, because at times they rely a little too much on these, core characters, like even with the heroes like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash. We can't deviate from this. This is what people will buy. I don't care that we have some of the coolest like characters in comics, like the Charlton Comics characters we collected, like The Question. Do you remember The Question?
Yes, yeah.
And he showed up in Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
I don't know how, because Justice League Unlimited was actually like Bruce Timm and them saying like, yeah, whatever, like we don't care that we have Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. We're gonna like make Supergirl awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna make The Question really cool. And like they're able to do really cool stuff in the original DCEU with those characters, but in the comics and movies, I think they've struggled a little with them because you're trying to hold on to those sales, and you don't want people.
You don't want to take big risks.
No,
essentially.
no one's going to show up to a Question movie.
No.
If DC made The Question the movie, no one would come, and that sucks, but that's the way it is. And for a long time, Shazam was that way. So they worked him out of that, which is really cool.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that, like, who would have thought that people would go see Guardians of the Galaxy in theaters and it'd do really well?
No, nobody.
So,
remember, it was supposed to be a failure when they announced it.
But you build a good product and you build something that you can say, well, hey, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's got the Marvel name behind it. So it's probably going to be good. So that's they're not at that point. They're
No,
not at the point where
absolutely
it's like,
not.
Oh, it's got the DC
It's
brand
almost
on
the
it.
opposite.
It is.
People expect it not to be that good.
Or they expect
which
it's
is
going
too
to be
bad.
a gamble. Like, I'll either hate this or I'll love this. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
So where, like it's a Marvel... There's literally a thing where it's a Marvel movie, I'm going to see it.
Yep.
That's not where DC's at. So, like, DC could, hypothetically, if they got to that point, put out The Question movie. And it could be really good.
Yeah.
But they're not there.
No,
so
no,
it's just
absolutely
a matter of
not.
building there.
And it takes a long time to get there. Marvel, I would say it took Marvel 7 years to get there, probably, or 6 at least. With like the first Guardians movie is the first time that I think they used a really low profile group and turned them into something. I know Iron Man and Captain America, people they weren't household names at the time, but like people knew who they were compared to the Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's what I mean by that. So that's rough. It'll take a while for them to get there. I hope they do. I just hope that they don't pigeonhole themselves into like this idea of like, well, people are really only going to like Wonder Woman, Batman, and the Joker. So let's kind of just play it safe with everything, and that's just the only place where we have fun.
And we'll just make their spin-offs and then do Justice League 45. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want that.
No.
If I want all the Justice League, I can read the comics, or I can watch like one of the greatest cartoons of all time.
Yeah.
Justice League.
Or Unlimited, which is great too.
They're both amazing.
100%.
So it's rough. It's weird that the cartoon universe is so much better put together than the DCEU.
By a lot.
Yeah.
Too. Like, it was structured. It was done well. The movies were good for a long time. Like, it was just really good content. Oh, it was consistent.
And it's too bad that like it's been such a toss-up with DC. But I don't think it'll be that way forever.
No, I don't think so either.